Good evening. Oh, there we go. Yeah, we seem to be working. Good evening. Bit of a different format tonight, so I'm going to do a bit on Henry Nowak, prepare the script, so I'll go through it. And then we will move straight into the six baller with Ben and David. They'll join us after I've finished this. I think it's important that we go through this because I still see loads of confusion and people being, well, people just being dicks, really. But, you know, I don't want to go too hard on that. But, yeah, it's been a bit of an eye-opener for me. I've done a little more research. And to say I'm disappointed is an understatement. Right, let's get straight into it, as they say. Good evening, DW. Right. Did the police kill Henry Nowak with their assumptions? Right. Okay, let's start from the very beginning. Before anyone accuses me of being anti-police, let me be absolutely clear. I spent over 20 years wearing the uniform. I was the police. And because of that, what I'm about to show you and talk about tonight makes me angry. Not because I want to attack officers, but because I know what the standard is supposed to be. And what you're going to see tonight, or what you're going to hear tonight, doesn't meet that. Let's recap. Henry Nowak, 18 years old, first term at university, stabbed to death walking home. And then this is the part that sparked national protests. He spent his final minutes telling the police that he'd been stabbed and couldn't breathe, while they handcuffed him and arrested him for assault. And that's what we're going to examine tonight, not whether the knife killed him, because we know it did. The question is, were the officers' assumptions and their treatment of Henry professional? Were they even humane? And unfortunately, the evidence that we've got says no. And I'm going to walk through it line by line, so we'll be here for a little while. 3rd December 2025, Southampton. Henry Nowak is walking home alone after his first term at university. He's attacked by 23-year-old Vikram Digwa, who stabs him multiple times with a 21-centimetre blade. That's 8 inches long. And Digwa claims he carries this as part of his Sikh faith. The weapon penetrated Henry's chest. That wound was 8 centimetres deep. And it was, and this is from the pathologist in court, not survivable. It also caused over 2 litres of internal blood loss. He was also stabbed in the legs and the abdomen. Neighbours heard him shouting he'd been stabbed and was dying. There was a visible blood trail as he tried to get away before he collapsed. The police arrived. That's where things get even worse, if such a thing is possible. Digwa, standing, talking, claiming a swollen eye, tells officers that Henry had racially abused him attacked him and removed his turban. And the officers engaged with that narrative and took it in hook, line, and sinker. Meanwhile, Henry was on the ground bleeding and repeatedly telling the officers, and I want you to hear this number, a minimum of 4 times and possibly as many as 9 times that he'd been stabbed and couldn't breathe. Now, I don't know about you, but in my experience, when someone tells you they've been stabbed and can't breathe while lying on the ground next to a blood trail, you check that first. And then there's that one moment, the line that defines the entire case. The body-worn footage, which Hampshire police released with the family's consent and has been verified. And this is what I want to focus on. Henry tells an officer he's been stabbed, and the officer's response, "You've been stabbed? I don't think you have, mate." And just sit with that with a second. That's not a gap in training. That's a conscious decision to dismiss the account of a young man who's bleeding on the ground. And it comes before any systematic check for wounds, before any triage, before any medical assessment. And that sentence tells you everything about this assumption that was operating in that officer's head. He'd already decided what this scene was. He'd already decided who the victim was and who the offender was. And nothing that Henry said, and not even the evidence of his own eyes, was going to change that picture. So let's take the professional framing on this. From the evidence that's in the public domain, court reporting, bodycam footage, official statements, you can identify 4 core assumptions operating in that officer's approach. And I'm going to be straight about it. These are facts, and they're strongly supported. And they're still in the... And then there are some that are still in the needs investigation category. Assumption 1. Digwa was the victim, Henry was the offender. So on arrival, officers focused on the standing communicating person making an allegation of racial assault. The bleeding 18-year-old on the ground was being processed as the suspect. Now, in fairness, officers can't always know immediately who's attacked who. But here's what they did know. There was a visible blood trail. Henry was on the ground. Neighbours had reportedly already said he'd been stabbed. So the starting assumption doesn't fit the observable evidence, does it? Assumption 2. Henry's claims weren't credible? I don't think you have, mate. That's not uncertainty. That's a blatant dismissal. Basic first aid triage, and I'll come to my professional guidance. I'll come to the professional guidance in a moment. Requires that you give a high index of suspicion. That means you think this is something you need to attend to first. To a report of stabbing combined with difficulty breathing, regardless of the circumstances. So, regardless of whether you think the guy is the offender or the victim, you attend to the person that can't breathe first. Surely. This officer inverted that. He required proof of injury rather than treating the report as serious until proven otherwise. That's the wrong way round. Arrest and restraint came before medical care. Came before even a cursory examination. Henry was handcuffed behind his back while lying on the ground saying he couldn't breathe. And he was told he was under arrest for assault. He was read his rights. The knife? That was nowhere to be seen at this point, was it? Stigwa was standing and communicating. The threat in those terms was contained. You actually heard them at some point say to other officers, keep them back. The person requiring urgent medical attention was Henry. Hampshire police say CPR began within roughly 3 minutes of initial contact. Those minutes appear to have been spent on restraint and arrest, not on airway and bleed management. And we've all done, well, officers have all done some kind of first aid training. Assumption 4. The racism allegation was weighted heavier than visible injury. Now, we've got to be quite precise here because this matters. Multiple politicians across party lines have said officers appeared more focused on the racism allegation than on helping an obviously injured young man. The Police Complaints Commission has made similar comments. The Hampshire Chief Constable has apologised for handcuffing and arresting Henry. These are official acknowledgements of failure. However, this is important for anyone who wants to be honest about what we know. There is currently no completed IOPC investigation, no inquest finding, that's not for another year, and no formal determination that racial bias was a cause of the officers' decisions. That's a hypothesis. It might well be the right one. But I can't tell you it's a proven fact because it isn't yet. The investigation is still ongoing. Oh, you're late, Julie. Anyway, good evening to the chat room. Just for information, the Chasing Descent 6-baller follows straight after this, so stay in. Just stay on and we will blend seamlessly into it like a well-oiled machine. So good evening, DW. David's in the chat as well. Yeah, it was close to home, mate. It was close to home. This is, it's pretty disgusting. DW says Southampton General is only 5 minutes down the road, which makes this even worse. Yeah, yeah. Oh, let's carry on. Let's carry on. So what the professional standard actually requires. So let's talk about what officers are trained to do. And what these officers should have, must have been trained to do. Because this isn't opinion, this is documented College of Policing guidance. By April 2025, that's 8 months before Henry was stabbed, by April, 8 months before he was stabbed, forces in England and Wales were required to have implemented the updated first aid learning programme. Officers are supposed to receive at least 12 hours of first aid training and annual refreshers. That programme specifically covers managing catastrophic bleeding, stab wounds. And it starts with a 10-second triage on arrival, quickly identifying who is most likely to die without immediate intervention based on breathing, responsiveness, major bleeding, and obvious injury. Now, there's a guy on the ground with a trail of blood telling you he can't breathe and he's been stabbed. And yet his words are dismissed and the evidence that's there in front of your eyes are dismissed. That goes against all that you've been trained to do. Even if you weren't trained as a human being, you would look at that scene and you would go, why are these clowns standing around and this guy's on the ground and they're claiming they've been hurt? They're the victim? Please. So, recognizing respiratory distress in a stabbing victim is a critical red flag. And this officer did not. 10-second triage concept is straightforward. You get there, and within 10 seconds, you have to clock who needs you most urgently. An 18-year-old on the ground, blood trail, I can't breathe, I've been stabbed. He is the immediate priority. Full stop. There is no discussion here. I mean, I have been through these things. I've seen this happen. You arrive at a car accident. Somebody's walking around. Somebody's trapped in a car. Who are you going to attend to first? The drunk driver that's maybe walking around? No. The drunk driver that's maybe trapped in the car? Yes. It doesn't matter if they're drunk or if they're sober. You deal with the person who's closest to death. A young man had been stabbed in a pub in Irvine. He ran out of the pub bleeding from a neck wound. He collapsed in the middle of the road. My neighbour, that's what we in the police call the person that we work with, you know, your partner or whatever you would say, but we call them neighbours. My neighbour cradled him in his arms while he bled out and died. He couldn't save him. The stab wound had cut an artery. Now, he recognised the problem. Now, it turned out that guy was the instigator of the incident. That doesn't matter. You cannot ignore someone who's dying. As a human being, can you ignore someone who's dying? Really? And there's a broader professional duty here. Policing in this country operates on what's called, well, and this is a contentious point, that it's, does the police have a duty of care? And I would argue, once you do the research and dig into it, the police technically don't have a duty of care. And it's not codified anywhere. As an individual, I think you very much have a duty of care. You have a duty to your fellow man. And most police officers who've joined the police don't join it to go and beat people up. They join it because they think they can make a difference. They think they can help people. They think they can help society. Maybe they join it for money, but they don't really join it to go and beat people up. Sometimes that's unavoidable. But I think they have a duty of care. And the public expect a duty of care, and that's probably misguided as well. So I would urge you to look at some of my videos on either critical-reality on YouTube or on this channel, because I go into the police's duty of care and how the police was formed in quite a few details. If someone in your custody or under your control is in medical distress, your obligation is to preserve life. That's true. and it doesn't evaporate because they might have committed an assault. Now, let's remember, this is a death in police custody. This guy was under arrest. He had been handcuffed. That makes it even worse. And let's look at the survivability of this wound, why it matters, but doesn't excuse anything. Hampshire police have pointed to the pathologist evidence. The wound was not survivable. The earlier medical intervention at the scene would not have changed the outcome. That's on the record from the court. I'm not dismissing that statement. It does matter. It means on current medical evidence that Henry Nowak likely would have died even with perfect first aid. And that's important. I'm not going to ignore it. But it doesn't answer the question I'm raising tonight. The question isn't only, did their actions kill him? The question is, did their assumptions and treatment meet the professional standard? And here's why that distinction matters. The coroner clearly thinks it matters too, because a jury inquest has been ordered specifically to look at whether any act or omission by police contributed to the death and to examine the quality of the policing response. That inquest is scheduled for September 2027. Survivability was a complete answer. You wouldn't need a jury inquest, would you? The coroner ordered one anyway. Let's think about that. I'll give you another little story. One of my colleagues was taking dogs to the pound. And let's call him Davy. Davy's driving along the road. He'd taken the dogs from our kennels. He'd put them in the back of the Sherpa. This was a long time ago. He'd put them in the back of the Sherpa van, and he tied the leads round the rear door handle, so that when he got to the pound, he could hold the leads, open the door, and the dogs wouldn't run off. Shut the doors, jumps in the van, takes off down Bank Street in Irvine. And he's heading along the road quite merrily, and he sees people he knows, and he waves to them, and they wave back, and then people start waving at him, and he's waving away, and people are still waving, and he thinks, what the hell's going on? Why are all these people I don't know waving at me? So he stops the van, and the door had sprung open, and the dogs were being dragged along the road behind the van. And a woman runs up and goes, what the hell are you doing? That's awful. Those poor dogs. And the dogs, their paws were bleeding because they'd been dragged along the road. And Davy stands there and goes, doesn't matter, missus. They're just going to get put down anyway. But it does matter, doesn't it? It really does. And that kind of dismissive attitude, that was back in the 80s. But that kind of dismissive attitude doesn't do you any favours, does it? And unfortunately, that seems to be the attitude that's still here in Hampshire Police to this very day. So what has the force itself said? So let's be clear about what Hampshire's own leadership has acknowledged. So this isn't just commentators and politicians piling on. The Chief Constable, Alexis Boone, has publicly apologised to the family for handcuffing and arresting Henry Nowak as he lay fatally injured. He described the footage as an absolute tragedy. Yeah, well, the footage was probably a tragedy for him for it being, being released. The Police and Crime Commissioner has explicitly criticised the failure to believe Henry's account that he had been stabbed and was struggling to breathe. So when a force's own chief constable apologised for the treatment, not just the outcome, the treatment, that's as close as you'll get to an official acknowledgement that something went badly wrong before the inquest has even started. So what can we and can't conclude? So let's think about it, because let's be straight. Rather than telling you what's emotionally satisfying, Henry Nowak repeatedly told officers he was stabbed and couldn't breathe and was dismissed. Fact. The officer's assumptions about who was the victim shaped his entire response. Strongly supported. He was handcuffed and arrested while visibly injured and in distress. Fact. This is completely inconsistent with first stage triage standards and basic duty of care obligations. Fact. The force's own leadership has apologised for aspects of his treatment. Fact. A jury inquest has been ordered to examine whether police acts or omissions contributed to his death. Fact. What's not yet been established? Whether racial bias, consciously or unconsciously, drove the decisions. It's a credible hypothesis. Not yet proven. Whether any individual officer will face misconduct or criminal proceedings. Well, the IOPC investigation still ongoing should determine that. Whether a different police response could have saved his life. Now, the pathologist evidence suggests probably not, but the inquest will formally examine this. And I'll say this as an ex-cop. The premise that we started with is supported by the evidence. The officer made assumptions. Those assumptions were wrong. They were not consistent with the professional standard, and an 18-year-old boy spent his last minutes being told, "I don't think you have, mate," while bleeding to death from the stab wound that was denied. And that needs to be examined fully, honestly, and without either protecting the officers from scrutiny or convicting them of things not yet proven. At the very least, DW says, considering his extensive injuries, I wouldn't have expected him to have lived, but the young man died without dignity, and he died without comfort. At the very least, someone should have been there with him. Even just saying things are going to be okay, mate, the ambulance is coming, can do wonders for people. Even when they are dying. Would you rather go thinking that there was a chance you were going to pull through, or handcuffed, left there with people deriding you as unconsciousness takes you to your final journey? I just find it disgusting. I really do. That officer should not continue to be in the police. That attitude is irredeemable in my eyes. That's just wrong. Completely and utterly wrong. And yeah, I may be saying out of turn because we haven't found any wrongdoing yet, but just the bodycam footage speaks for it all, doesn't it? It really does. Some comfort, yeah. Some comfort would have been nice. Henry Nowak's family deserve full, honest examination. The public deserve it. And frankly, the profession deserves it too. Because the vast majority of officers would watch that footage and be as troubled by it as anyone else. In fact, I saw someone today speaking to an officer in riot gear, and the officer said, yeah, he was disgusted by it. Or angry. He was angry too. So, any questions? Oh, evening, Parmy. Good to see you, mate. It's a pretty horrible case, and I see that there are a gathering of people outside the police station down in Southampton, even as we speak. So I'd imagine there'll be more trouble, and we've discussed some of that before. You know, I'm not sure what that's going to achieve. I don't know what you mean by real justice, Parmy, because, you know, the assailant is obviously, he's been jailed and sentenced to life imprisonment with a minimum 21 years. So that's the major proportion of his life going to be spent in jail. Quite rightly so, for taking such a young life. I think if you look at some of my videos about the police and how they're formed and what the circumstances are in which they are utilised these days by government, politicians and corporations, you'll find that courts are very, very loath to apply any sanction on police for omission. So unless you've done something deliberately, then they're very loath to take any action against police officers that don't do something. And I've covered this before, it's very, very different from the other emergency services like ambulance and fire, because their duty is explicitly to do what they are contracted to do, i.e. if you phone an ambulance and they don't turn up and you die, they have failed their mission, and they will be taken to task for that and possibly censored. If firemen fail to turn up at a fire, they would be censored as well. But if you call the police and they don't make it to you, the police aren't liable. And that's something that you have to come to terms with, because what we thought was a social contract doesn't actually exist. Hi, Espresso. Good to see you, mate. So just to remind people, the six baller will be following on from this live stream. So we're just going to run straight into it. So I'll keep talking for another 15 or 20 minutes discussing this case. So that's the problem, Parmy, with justice, because the police didn't do anything deliberately to kill him. You know, well, I must. This is an assumption now, because our opinion, because obviously the inquest will determine this, but the police didn't take action to deliberately kill him. What they did was omit to provide basic first aid. And again, that's back to the courts are very, very loath to take police to task for that. Because if you do, it opens the floodgates to the whole the whole way that the police is set up to protect property, to protect the state, and truly the police are agents of the state. They're not. They're not. They're not. Individual police are public. The public are individual police. But the organisation as a whole is a state agency, and it's designed purely to function as the monopoly on violence for the state to coerce you to comply with the law. That's what the police are. DW says, is it true the police have their own internal insurance? Well, what, like an insurance company? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure what happens in England and Wales, but certainly it's nothing I've heard about. In fact, we didn't even have insurance for our cars. Because the police are exempt from having insurance. And road tax. You don't need insurance if you post a bond with the government. So sometimes the police don't even have... sometimes the police don't even have insurance on their vehicles. Certainly, we didn't in Strathclyde because we had too many vehicles and too many crashes. So it was easier just to pay out rather than pay a huge insurance bill. Are the police not Crown servants? Well, I don't know, because police officers in England and Wales swear an oath to the service of the King, or the Queen as it was, but they swear an oath to that. Police officers in Scotland don't. So ours is quite simple, basically, that we faithfully, I can't remember exactly, but something along the lines of, we promise to uphold the duties of we promise to uphold and apply the duties of constable fairly and equally, or something like that. Whereas the English oath is a wee bit longer, and they swear to the King, as it is now. Yeah. So does that make them a Crown servant? Possibly. But the police are funded differently as well, because, I mean, when I was in the police, and again, I'm going back a long time now, I don't know if it's changed, but when I was in the police, police forces were funded regionally at that point, because I was in Strathclyde, which was part of, it was Glasgow and the surrounding area and Ayrshires, and it was a big force. In fact, it was the second biggest force, I think, in Britain at the time. Just behind the, well, not just behind the Met, well behind the Met, but second biggest force in Britain. And it's funded mainly regionally, but all the traffic cops were funded centrally because they dealt with national highways. So you get this kind of weird disparity, no, what am I trying to say? Discrepancy between who's paying for what. But yeah, I'm not quite sure who's who, or if they are Crown servants or not. It's something I've not looked into. Maybe I should. The police of business, not really. I think that certainly the traffic police is a business, because you did get a quota. You had to have your 30 cases a month, you know, whether it be speeders or whatever. You know, all the other stuff you did, like attending road accidents and helping people and doing traffic, you know, traffic control at football matches and all that. That was all superfluous to your main job, which was to go out and catch speeders and give them fines. Because you needed your cases per month. So you did have a quota. So anyone that says police are on a quota, when it comes to the traffic cops, we're right. Never seen that in beat policing or even CID. it's basically, that was just a traffic cop thing. But again, the traffic was funded centrally. So the money went back into central government. Which is quite revealing, I suppose. Any other questions, people? So yeah, I don't know what's happening in what's it called, Southampton right now. And we talked about this on the other show as well. You know what? Why was Tommy Robinson down there the other night? I don't understand that. What's it got to do with him? What's it got to do with even everything he stands for? Other than stirring up trouble. That's the kind of thing I don't like. And this is a terrible enough thing without stirring up people, stirring up trouble and stuff. I mean, have you seen people being interviewed that were in the after effects of the riot? Their cars had been bricked and their windows put in, and these were just neighbours. They weren't anything to do with the whole event. In fact, they may have been some of the neighbours that have been telling the police the guy has been stabbed. How did I? So the question is why? Why go down there? And let's face it, Tommy Robinson is nothing but an inflammatory influence. So why go down there and stir up trouble? Unless that's your very reason for going down there. I don't know what you thought of that. I don't know. I don't think you have mate segment. I don't know if it's helped you or made you feel worse. Because I'll be honest, don't hold out a lot of hope for these cops being censored. Not by the courts. Something that, as I've said, the courts are very loath to do. Yeah, Espresso says Tommy Robinson is rent-a-gob for my money. I think you might be right. And I think the Home Secretary made a bit of a faux pas as well when she said that people were just making political capital out of it in the House. Because people do make political capital out of anything, but you don't want to call people out when they're making valid points. And it's just the police responses. The initial police responses were just crazy. And then there was that other one that came out, the one David sent me today. What was that, David? You sent me something today, didn't you? Refresh my memory. What was that about? Oh, aye. So Vikram's mother said that she just wanted to bring up a traditional Hindu household. So why the fuck is she in England? You want to do a traditional Hindu upbringing, then stay in India. I'm not being racist, but if you're going to come to another country and then practice everything traditional to your former country, that's not migration, that's not immigration, that's just relocation. It's like me when I moved to France. We did everything we could to try and learn French, to integrate into the French part of the country, to do things the French way. So we started drinking and driving at the sorry. So, but we embraced the local culture. we said bonjour to people, because in France everybody says good morning to you when you walk out the door, and even kids walking to school will go bonjour monsieur, and you're like, you know, you say it else you look like a dick, but then you get into it and it's really nice. But we embrace the local culture, so why would you come from India to here and not try and be a part of our culture? And I say this to any immigrant. Why bother immigrating if you're not going to embrace the local culture? I don't understand it. You know, I mean, people always bring up expats that go to Spain to retire. And in my view, that's a very different thing. And I don't think I'm being disingenuous here, but it's a very different thing for a couple to go to Spain to retire because it's warm, it's relatively cheap compared to the UK, and you don't have huge heating bills because it's warmer. So they go to Spain to retire and kind of stay to themselves and just end up in a circle of expats. But that's not interfering with Spanish culture. They're not bringing up kids in Spain. They're not subverting how things are done. So I would say that is a very different, specific case. I mean, if Indian grandparents were coming here to retire and just staying in their own community, fine. But when you're bringing up kids that are going to wander about with huge freaking knives that aren't allowed to be carried by anyone else, no one else can carry an 8-inch knife, you know, around their neck on display in the pub or in the street or whatever. You try that in London and see how far you get if you're not wearing a turban. That's not right. That's not multiculturalism. That's exceptionalism. That's accepting these people from our laws. And that's not right. Apparently Vikram was a difficult child. Well, she didn't do a very good fucking job in bringing them up then, did she? And this guy wasn't carrying just one knife, he had two. He had one over his clothing, the big one, and then he had another one inside. And then there was a video that came out of him firing some kind of weapon in his back garden. Now, someone says it's an illegal firearm. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Certainly doesn't look like it doesn't look like a firearm that I would term, you know, an illegal weapon. It kind of looks like maybe a paintball gun or something, but I'm not sure. Might be an air pistol with a long barrel, but it doesn't look like a gun as you would think of a gun. But David's in, or someone's in. Yes, David's in. He's sitting waiting to join. Good on you, David. I shall get you in soon. When Ben turns up, if he's going to turn up, where the hell is he? So, get my ears in. So we're going to roll into Chasing Descent 6 baller. Now that we've done that. So yeah, Vikram was a difficult child. Yeah, well, going to be going to have that knocked out of him in prison, isn't he? Right. You don't need to mute yet because I haven't added you to the stream, so you can actually talk to me, David, if you want. Cool. He's setting up, says Dreadeye. Yeah, okay. What's he been doing tonight? Cards? Fortnite? What? Oh. Did you find that useful at all, David? That segment? Cool. Right, let's get David into the chat. Sorry. My mistake. Yeah, I was going to bring you in. Yeah. Here you go. Right. Okay. David should appear as if by magic. Magic. Yay.
There I am.
There he is.
I'm a live audio, John.
Yeah, you're live.
Good evening. Good evening, folks. We're just waiting for Chad Hawk, man of the people. He will be here momentarily. He's in the green room. You know these sorts of demanding celebrity riders. I don't think we got the right cans of like cherry cola or Red Bull or something like that. These celebs are pretty hard to please, folks. You know what I mean?
Yeah, they probably are.
But I was just saying in your ear, John, a bit of post analysis on what you've just been going through since 7 p.m. This evening. Yeah, very enjoyable, very in depth, especially over the last two analyses that you did. And what I kind of pick up is your sheer anger and frustration at what you've called the very, very lazy policing that occurred. And having seen the Nowak and his final moments in that body cam footage that was released, I think it was earlier during this week. It's very sad. It's very troubling. This is an absolutely devastating and tragic case. I even found myself shouting at my laptop screen when the police approached.
Yeah.
The father has Henry Nowak on the ground, and he's informing the police. I said it once or twice in the chat, John and folks, hello Troll Room, that the Sikh father said there's an awful lot of blood here. And then Henry Nowak proceeds to say, I've been stabbed. And then I've been stabbed. Mm-hmm. It's like, hello, officers. McFly, hello? Why didn't you pick up on exactly? It's deeply, deeply frustrating. It's like, Jesus Christ, how did you miss that? There's an awful lot of blood. I've been stabbed.
Yeah.
Christ almighty. I was speechless. I watched that body cam footage around 2 or 3 times, and then I just had to stop, especially with the ending of, with how Henry slipped away. It was very sad, and it was very disturbing. He was a young man. I would still view him as a kid. He was 18, and he slipped into the dead of the night like that. He just died. Like that was that. And I said to Parmy and DW in the chat beforehand, the fact that I'm sadly surprised that Henry Nowak survived as long as he did. The incident occurred roughly around 11:30 p.m. and he died on the scene. It was noted 12:37 a.m. I'm really surprised he lasted that long with those sorts of deeply serious, fatal thoracic injuries, 4 or 5 stabs, in the chest. And I agree, John. I agree, folks, that even if the police did do something more, there was little they could have done with the resources on the scene to actually save his life due to the thoracic injuries that he had. Absolutely. There he is. Good evening, Ben. What's wrong with Nod?
Let's get him in.
But I mean, that's John, folks. That's my 2 cents. Very sad, very disturbed, deeply angry about the Nowak case.
Yeah.
At this time.
Well, that's absolutely fine, Chad Hawk. I'll opine on it on your behalf.
No, I don't wish to opine on it at this time because I have been keeping an eye on it, and I guess like most, I'm absolutely pissed off and I'm horrified.
Yeah.
However, I've not collected my thoughts enough on the situation to go off on one of my regular rants, shall we say?
Yeah. No, I understand that, and I think I just tried to keep it very factual, rather than give an opinion. Other than the fact that, well, it wasn't really opinion because basically the police have shot themselves in the foot here because they haven't done what they should have been doing from day one.
You gave a proper dressing down, John, like a former police constable giving him just saying, you were crap and this is why you were crap. You know, from your perspective.
Yeah,
Down.
Former police sergeant, please.
Excusez-moi, monsieur. Désolé, désolé. Très désolé, monsieur.
So let me lighten the tone a minute there, because boys
Go
and
on.
girls, this is the first time I've seen it in person. But David, the camera's looking much better.
Isn't it?
Yeah. No, after much peer pressure and bullying by Sgt Grumpy, well, it was kind of deserved because my camera was shit. So
It was dreadful. It was dreadful.
It was dreadful.
Hey, what about Shalini? When's she going to get a new camera?
She said she's not buying a new camera.
She just go, nope, not happening. Whereas
So-
you were malleable
What's
enough
this?
for us to get to do it.
I'm
What's
surprised
this?
that I'm
Fish in one
surprised
flesh in the other.
I'm surprised Vaughn hasn't helped her out. I must admit. I really
No,
am.
in fairness, we love Shalini, and her new headset is marvelous. It sounds great live. So
Yeah.
Right,
Right.
Good
boys
stuff.
and girls, I will also say good evening to you in the chat as well. Hello. Especially to you, Mr. DW, and anybody that says hello. Welcome to this show. The
So
Art
sh-
of
Hawk,
Entertainment.
we were just saying as you were kind of getting ready, like in the green room, that it's pretty difficult to look after, you know, e-celebrities like yourself, because you have an extensive rider. We've got to have the right type of kind of Coca-Cola for you, the right size can of like Red Bull. Did you find what you needed in the green room, sir? You did.
Is that still sugar free?
Coke Zero with cherry and vanilla. Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, suit you, sir.
Who was it that you said you pointed me at somebody out that was slagging us on that guy Francis or whatever his name is.
It's all stopped now. I think it's
Yeah, but it
Someone
was,
else was slagging us.
what got me was when they said the guy in the loud shirt wearing the wig.
I mean, there's something totally Masonic about that. I mean, to puretruth.com/chat man of the people, you know.
Don't, you'll pull your scalp off. Right.
Do you know what? My haircut is shit on purpose. It's quite literally on purpose.
500 quid, baby. It'll
Let's,
be all gone.
All gone.
I'm going to run the intro. Since it's a new show, but same stream, I'm going to
Let's
run the
do it.
intro. And we're back. You're is it your gain, David? It seems quite high up tonight.
Yeah,
I don't
he's
know.
much higher volume-wise than us.
I don't know. Could be something on your end, Mr. Sarge, maybe? My gain hasn't changed.
I don't know.
And,
Can you
and,
take me
it,
down a little bit?
and it definitely sounds like you're in a tunnel.
Yeah.
Oh dear, let's have a look. Same USB
Are you using-
microphone setup. Let's check my audio sources. Oh dear, hold on, here we go. Let me see.
How about now?
Way
That-
better.
Yeah. What did you do? What happened?
There we go. Just a little tweak. Good evening, everyone. Again.
That wasn't a tweak. You had your laptop mic on.
He did, didn't
I
he?
think
Yeah.
it could have been the webcam one.
Yeah,
oh,
it was.
yeah.
Right,
could've been the
can you
webcam.
stop bullying? Can you stop bullying the Irishman now for entertainment value?
Hey, we've got three.
Cheers.
We've got all three. Well, I was going to say we've got all three countries of. We've nearly got all three countries of Great Britain. Yeah, if you'd been Welsh instead of Irish.
Well, but
I'm
Ben
completely
is
off.
part Scottish. He's probably got a bit of Irish
Yeah.
in him as well.
Yeah, he's probably got.
Well, it's definitely. I might have a bit of Irish on me if it were a Friday night, but it's not. And you know, old Paddy's off down the pub at the moment.
So you don't have any Irish in you at the moment.
Chad Hawke and the stereotype.
Right. Okay.
That was a gay sex joke, by the way, folks.
Yeah, I got that.
So, Sarge, what do we got tonight?
Hey,
the
right,
six
okay.
smaller.
Well, yeah, let's crack on with the
Let's give the troll room what they're here
slides.
for.
Yeah, let's crack
give
on with
them
the
what they
slides.
want.
Here
Now
we
I'm
go.
just going to be completely upfront and preface this entire show with the people in the chat. I have watched exactly 0 seconds of news this week, and therefore
It doesn't matter, Ben. You've never watched the news. I've been
We're not
working
ready
with you.
either.
I've been working with you for nearly 4 years, and I don't think you've ever watched the news yet, apart
an
from on a
entertainer.
live stream.
You're an improviser, mate. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
Let's rock and roll.
You know, if you don't know what you're talking about, you just make it up. Right. Let's go. Right, let's crack into the slides. Okay, Trump calls younger Khamenei more rational, threatens to take Iran's uranium by force, but it's not
still
an
going on?
endless. Yeah, it's still going on. This is 101 days, I think.
Is this the nuclear dust or the
Yeah, this is the.
uranium
How the
dust?
fuck do you take nuclear dust by force?
Giant
even pick
nuclear
up nuclear-
vacuum.
But how do you even pick up nuclear dust? The whole thing's ridiculous, surely.
Vacuum.
He wants to take like uranium material that is being, from what we know, used for peaceful purposes to a certain percentage or a certain extent. He just wants to take it all away. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
what?
he does.
I tell you why, because Iran not allowed any toys. Donald say no toys for you, Iran.
Just protect the rogue state, the other rogue state, at all costs. Take all of the toys away, everything away.
Yeah.
Oh,
And the thing is that because of this, there is intelligence sources coming out just now saying that Iran's actually got a nuke now.
How many times have we heard that before?
No,
so many times.
not just saying Iran's got nukes and we need to attack them, but saying because of what America's done, Pakistan's given them a nuke.
And we're supposed to believe trained liars within the intel services? Just going back to what, kind of like the former head, Tulsi Gabbard said kind of over like 12 months ago,
Yeah.
that they have nada, they have nothing. And we're supposed to
But
believe...
it's not them that's saying it. It's not them that's saying it. So
Who's saying it?
It was oh good. What's his name?
Was it American intelligence?
No, it's not American intelligence. It was
Is David
God.
breaking up?
Yeah, he did break up there. Who was the guy? Who's the guy that goes on Judge Napolitano? Oh, for fuck's sake, my memory's gone. My memory has gone.
Oh, Scott Ritter, is it?
No, there's Larry
Oh,
McGovern and the other guy. Come on, Troll Room, help me out. Larry McGovern and the other guy.
John
Who's the other-
Kiriakou or
No.
Kiriakou?
The guy with the beard, the ex-CIA. He's ex-CIA. He's connected to Pablo Escobar as well. So both Pablo
Right.
Escobar and him. What's his name? I mean, I
it'll
like
come
him.
back to you, mate. So
I'm
it
not gonna
sounds
lie
like he's
to
got some
you.
snouts.
So he's saying that they have their source is a high-ranking Pakistan official.
But why would he have
yeah,
any
so someone
source?
within.
If he's an ex-intelligence official, why
Yeah.
would he have any official source?
Well, he's
He's
not completely
he's-
gone
and
from the
what-
IC, from the intelligence community. I would
You
imagine.
never
even though he's
leave the
retired.
intelligence.
Like,
You never
Of
leave the
course.
security services.
Yes, but it's less likely that a government source of a foreign nation is going to speak to somebody
Yeah.
who is retired than
Yeah.
It's far less likely.
It's not. It's not. When you see how he's connected and what they're doing, they've got more links into Russia than say the CIA have.
Yeah, but I would say
well,
that on this one, he's probably making shit up.
I don't think he's not known for making shit up.
Well, he could well have a source to Pakistani ISI. That's their main domestic stroke international intelligence service, Pakistani ISI. So he could have some snouts buried in there who have passed on to him about the possibility of a transfer between Pakistan and Iran.
Let me just check what his freaking name is. I mean,
let's verify and fact check.
I
last year.
don't think we can fact check this.
Well,
think
we
you
can't
can
fact check.
at all.
It's not something you can fact check because it's a report from an individual that he has a source that
Right.
he has a high confidence in. So basically, your level of confidence is your level of
Source, bro.
confidence in the initial and the guy. There's Larry McGovern and it's fucking hell. How can I not remember his name?
Well, the
How
thing
can
is,
I-
while you're looking for that, Sarge, is how can we trust any of these individuals within
Can't.
the exactly on the fundamental basis that they are all trained liars for the trade? Like,
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
we
well,
can't
you
trust
can
a word
only-
any of them say.
Well, you can't. Right. So you can trust. I mean, it's like you can trust them if they tell you something, and then it becomes true. So you knew then that he was speaking truth. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
So
but
if he's done that on a number of occasions, then you can give him a confidence level that you can apply to him.
yeah, but on
no,
a
it
situation
might
like
not
this,
be.
I will provide no benefit of the doubt whatsoever.
well, I mean,
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah,
so
you might
convenient.
not. You might not. But if the guy is continually giving you little bits of information that then turn out to be true, then I would apply a confidence level to him that's higher than just basic bullshit.
But hey, remember the character Deep Throat from the X-Files? He stabbed Mulder in the back.
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was working for the cigarette smoking man for cancer. Man.
Remember the Russiagate dossier? You know, the Trump P-tapes?
Yeah, Orbis, Christopher Steele. No,
Yeah.
but wouldn't that be so convenient though, lads? And like Troll Room, it's like, right, we know now Iran have a bomb. It's been transferred from Pakistan. Get them. And we would have this endless situation.
Well, I mean, you don't need that anymore, though. You don't need that because they've already got the excuse for going in. So why would you need to bother with making up a nuclear bomb when they already want the nuclear dust?
Well, I'm just saying, I'm not sure I believe anything any
Yeah.
intelligence officer says at this point, because they tend to quite honestly be full of shit. As David has rightly
Yeah.
opined, they are
Yeah.
trained liars.
Yeah, absolutely. But as I said, if they've given you previous information that turns out to be true, then you
It's a
have
hit.
to think that their confidence level is higher. So Larry McGovern, sorry,
You have to think
Larry Johnson and Ray McGovern. That's who
Ray
the two
McGovern, yeah,
guys.
I've heard of Ray McGovern before. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, you can apply that logic to yourself, John, but you can't
Yeah,
apply
absolutely.
it to everybody else. I don't share the same school of thought there.
Yeah, well, that's fine. I mean, I'm not telling you what to think. Perish the thought. You know, what I'm saying is I would apply a level of trust to someone depending on how they've behaved to me in the past. You know?
Okay.
And would you not do that? Would you not? I mean, if your wife had fucking cheated on you 15 times and then said, "Oh, I didn't cheat on you this time, babe," would you not apply that level of trust? Is that not what you do?
I'm not sure that analogy works.
I think it's exactly the same.
No, because I would apply the same level of skepticism as in zero trust from the word go.
So you don't trust your wife at all?
I don't trust anybody.
Yes,
but of course I do.
You've gone off track here, but yeah, I mean, surely that's how one operates in the world. You can't operate.
I don't operate like that with anybody I don't know. I won't apply blind trust to people that I don't know, and I'm not the person.
Nobody said anything about applying blind trust.
But of course, it's blind trust.
How is it blind trust?
Even if they've given 10 things that are right in the past, it's still blind trust.
It's not blind trust.
Yes, it is.
It's an informed level of confidence in their statements. That's what it is. That's not blind trust.
I believe it is, yeah.
You're giving them a level of confidence. I'm not saying I trust them 100%. Far from it. But I have a level of confidence that would mean I would believe them more than I would believe you if you were telling me there was a bomb in Iraq.
So we're not going to meet in the middle on this one.
Well, I don't understand how. I really don't understand this, because this seems to be a bit of a flaw in your thinking.
No, it's not. It's not a bit of a flaw in my thinking. I don't believe what somebody says, even if they've got, I don't know this person. This person has no bearing on my life whatsoever. And yes, they might have said some things that are correct in the past, but that doesn't mean what they're saying is correct now. And I'm not saying that.
I'm not saying that's what I'm saying.
It kind of sounds like what you're saying.
No, it's not. You listen to what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, if people have given you information in the past that has proven to be true, you give them a level of confidence that would be higher than people that you do not know and cannot verify.
Nope.
So if you've got verified information from one, you would give them more credence than another that you have no knowledge of.
I would give them all the exact same amount of non-credence until they show me concrete evidence of their claim.
That's fine. That's fine.
I think that Trump and the US military need to just get the hell out of that region as quickly as possible, but they're still hanging on to do the cleanup for the rogue state. They want to be sure that Iran have no capabilities, zero capabilities.
Yeah, well, I mean, let's face it, it's been said many a time that the biggest troublemaker in the Middle East is not Iran, but is Israel. I mean, it's been said many a time by many people.
Yeah, it has.
And I think it's difficult to argue against it.
But on Hezbollah in Lebanon. Looking at the story here, 3 Lebanese army members, including general, killed in IDF strike that could jeopardize US brokered truce. But are Hezbollah not in Lebanon?
Yes.
So is there not a legitimate reason for strikes to be occurring?
Right, okay. So
I don't know. You tell me.
Part of the peace deal, right, is that Iran stops invading Lebanon and attacking Syria. Okay?
I mean Israel, not Iran.
Hey, sorry, Israel stops attacking. That's one of the conditions that Iran has set on peace, is that Israel stops bombing Lebanon and Syria.
Right.
So, if Israel's not going to stop that, then the peace deal isn't going to start, is it?
I don't think the peace deal's ever going to happen. Iran don't want peace. The US don't want peace with Iran. And I don't know what Israel are up to in the middle of it all.
I don't necessarily think that Iran don't want peace. I just think that at this point, they have no option.
but the official government line for the last, 3 decades has been death to America.
Well, has it?
Yeah.
Well, that I would argue that is subjective. Death to, and there's a lot missing, imperialism, Western imperialism, not death to every single, living person or persons in the United States.
Okay, I will accept that.
But potentially, I'm just kind of putting it out there. It is very subjective. It's along the lines of the former Iranian president Ahmadinejad. What he said back in the day about what was interpreted as that Israel need to be wiped off the face of the map, when he did not explicitly or actually say that. He suggested that Israel should be removed from the page of time. Again, very subjective, as in 1948 should not have happened. But again, the propaganda machine went into full swing and reaction. They want Israel wiped off the face of the map, nukes, etc., etc., etc.
I kind of do want Israel wiped off the face of the map.
Where did we get Mr. Belligerent? I mean, I've heard of Mr. Blobby, but fucking Mr. Belligerent tonight. Did you fall out the wrong side of bed or what?
I'm tired and I'm grouchy, and I shall try and be uplifting and full of levity at some point. That's why I've got the sunglasses on, because you need to look at this. You don't need to see this.
Oh, fucking hell.
You know what? You had a wild night last night, our Chad Hawk.
He's been, yeah. Pink eye.
I mean, that's not it, but if it were that wild, I'd be showing the world. Jesus Christ.
There's a new video coming out. The Anal Adventures of Chad Hawk.
I do have an OnlyFans.
As Professor Chris Whitty would say, next slide, please.
I mean, I'm just saying, there is an OnlyFans that is connected to me and exists.
Yeah. Cool. Shalini's finally joined us. She was watching a film. She went to see the back rooms last night. But we'll talk about that later. Let's get the serious stuff over first. Right. Suspected Hamas terrorist busted for plot to bomb Israeli cruise ship. So, 37-year-old Palestinian electrician who's not been identified was taken into custody on the island of Crete after officials claimed he placed an online order for chemical agents that could be used to make explosives.
Could be. Okay, so he was an electrician. He placed an order that could be potentially used to. Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, to be honest, if you just look at the situation in its totality, if he is a Palestinian man, they're saying Hamas terrorist, suspected Hamas terrorist. Maybe they've got some information on him that we don't. Says that he is allegiant to Hamas, right? And if you look at the situation in its totality, more than likely, it's probably true, but I'll wait for the evidence to come out.
Well, exactly, because you've got to look at the wording. It's really important, folks. I mean, there's a lot of conditional grammar that's being used there. It's suspected and allegedly. Like, you kind of, they don't appear to be certain about it yet. So, absolutely, Chad Hawk, man of the people, we got to wait for the evidence. Basically,
they've got somebody who's ordered something online to grow tomatoes or something like that, and he's been done for plotting a bomb.
Yeah, you got some fertilizer there, have you, buddy?
Yeah, exactly.
You got some Miracle Grow, mate.
Yeah.
So, welcome, Patrick Edwards. That's a new name. Is that one of yours?
I don't know Patrick Edwards.
Oh, good evening.
Unless it's somebody using a pseudonym.
Good evening. Troll Room, Patrick Edwards, Espresso Mechanic, Shalini Varma, DW. Adam, Formula One fan. I think the F1 was on earlier on, isn't that right, John?
It was. We'll talk about that slightly later as well.
Why?
I've got a slide.
Alrighty.
Steve Rosenberg, Russia's economic...
Robin.
What?
Patrick Edwards is Robin.
Okay.
Wilson Home.
Right. Yeah. Oh, right. Bloody hell,
Robin.
He changes his name all the time, doesn't he?
Hello, Robin.
Good to see you, Robin.
What were you kicked off? Were you publishing videos, or have you been kicked off for what should we say, inflammatory comments or inflammatory comments?
What did you do, Robin?
Yeah, what did you do?
What did you do?
Right, what we got next?
Right. So Russia's economic forum is overshadowed by drone attacks on St. Petersburg. So
Ooh,
that's Putin's hometown.
that's going in deep into territory, isn't it? With drones, yeah.
That's Putin's hometown. So,
I'm really surprised that happened, actually. Drone attacks in St. Petersburg.
So during the last press conference that I saw, there was an American journalist asked Mr. Putin if how he was getting on and whether he would take, like talks with Vladimir Zelensky to negotiate a peace treaty, and he basically said, "I don't see the point." He was quite blunt about it. I
That's
don't see
what
the
Putin
point.
said.
I don't see the point. There's no point. That's what he said.
More territory to annex, please. S'il vous plaît.
Yeah.
Because the American journalist goes, it seems you're having difficulty taking full control of the Donbass militarily, and there's something that you can't seem to manage it militarily. Could you not do it on the conference room instead? And Putin goes, there's no reason that these do not need to be exclusive.
Is Donbass not under full Russian control or annexation by this point?
Nearly all of it. I think it still needs Kherson. But so he said these are not they aren't exclusive. We can do them both. We can take it militarily and we can negotiate peace on the conference room as a treaty. But at this point, I don't see the point in talking to Ukraine. There's no point.
Well, I think
yeah,
too much time has gone on. Vladimir Zelensky has done so many world tours now, basically, essentially saying he doesn't want peace. You know, begging everybody for weapons, begging everybody for money for planes, for
you haven't seen the slides either, have you? Because guess who's in London tomorrow?
Oh, Jesus Christ. He's still in tracksuit.
Narco Fuhrer with the begging bowl once again.
He's coming back tomorrow.
We need more money.
Hello there, Kia. I need the money for my for the war. Yes, for the war. Not my wife's expensive shopping habits and not for my magic pixie nose dust. Definitely for the war.
Definitely for the war.
How's that patch of land in Patagonia, Vladimir?
Oh, has he got land in Patagonia?
Oh, he's got some
land in Florida. Does he have land in Florida?
I think he's got a mansion in Florida.
Yeah, he got a mansion in Florida.
Narco Fuhrer, aka Vladimir Zelensky, seems to have a ship in every port by the looks of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Or a bolt hole, as one would say.
Right, so he's got to be at number 10 tomorrow begging once again.
Yeah, yeah, of course he is. Yeah.
In his tracksuit. I mean, look, that's worse fashion sense than I've got. And that's bloody saying something.
It's worse fashion sense than I've got.
Terrible fashion sense.
No.
Stand me next to that guy. Stand me next to that guy and I look half smart.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Kim Jong-un's sister calls the US push for its denuclearization an anachronistic dream. I think she's quite right.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point in time, why would any nation that has a nuclear weapon, based on the actions of the United States over the last 5 years, why would any nation with a nuclear weapon want to give it up?
I mean,
Korean War.
Yeah, well, yeah, but to be fair, right? If Kim Jong-un hadn't allegedly used 2 female YouTube pranksters to murder his brother in an airport, and that brother had actually taken control of North Korea instead of him, they probably would be denuclearized by now, and they would probably be open up for the world.
Oh, why would they let go of their main deterrent?
Whoa,
Like,
whoa,
that's
hold
the
on,
thing.
hold on. This is a can of worms. And who told you this?
Well, he was a very pro-Western. The brother that was murdered, that was in line to take control,
Right.
was
Okay.
very pro-Western. He would sneak out of the country and take his daughter to American things and, you know, like Disney and stuff like that and Japanese things. And he'd sneak out on fake passports in order to do it.
Oh, I heard about that. Yeah.
And he was actually out on one of those types of trips on the fake passport when his brother allegedly hired 2 female YouTube pranksters to murder him with a neurotoxin in an airport.
Wow.
That's a bit of a stretch.
I don't think so.
YouTube influencer or YouTube pranksters murdered the guy on the behalf of the North Korean
They
government.
didn't know they were doing it.
So what did they think they were doing?
So they thought they were filming a prank show. They've
Right.
been hired to film a YouTube prank show. So
Right.
they have been trained to do a prank over and over again of just spraying some water in someone's face. They were given a can. They went, sprayed it in his face. It was a neurotoxin. He died.
Oh, well, then that gets off those. that gets off. You know, the Russians off the hook about Salisbury and Novichok. It was just a joke. It was
It's
just
just
a
a
joke.
Girls
prank,
didn't know,
yeah.
They didn't know what they were doing. They
It's
did not
like-
know what they were doing.
It's like when what's his name got
Do you
jabbed.
not know about this?
I don't know about this one. How did I not
Briefly
know
heard
about this one?
Chad. Briefly heard about this. I think that happened
Well,
within
hold
the last
on,
12 months.
hold on. For the man that doesn't read the
It
fucking
happened quite
news,
some time ago.
yeah, like when?
But in fairness, Sarge, if it is kind of theme park Disney related, Chad Hawkman, the people's going to be all over it. Isn't that right, baby?
I mean, that is true.
That is-
That is true. But yes, Kim Jong-un's brother, who was very pro-Western, was in line to take control, and he was murdered in an airport with a neurotoxin by 2 women who thought they were doing a YouTube prank.
So what is
Two
the moral
women?
of the story, Ben?
Yes.
Ben, you got to be careful about who you meet at theme parks, mate, yeah? All right?
So, right.
So
okay.
Kim Jong-nam, the estranged half-brother of North Korean leader Kim Jong-un, was assassinated in 2017 at Kuala Lumpur International Airport using VX nerve agent in an attack widely believed to
Well,
be
hold on.
orchestrated by
In-
North Korean operatives.
But in 2017, wasn't King Jong Un already in post?
I believe
Yeah.
that was, well, yeah, Kim Jong-nam was very much going to take control, I would imagine.
He was in line.
And
okay,
I
right.
imagine he was also in talks
Mm.
with, let's just say, intelligence sources.
Mm.
Because there was so much of a fear that he would take control that they murdered him in an airport.
Hey, as you would. Right, moving on.
Next slide,
I
please.
can't believe you didn't know about this.
No.
It's been nearly 10 years.
Well, 10 years I was busy. Pete Hegseth warns of boat migrants and dangerous ideologies during D-Day speech. So apparently Pete went on a bit of the Secretary of War went on a bit of rant in France at the Normandy American Cemetery in northwestern France. Different European beaches are stormed by different dangerous ideologies. And there's an element of truth in what he's saying. Yeah?
Yes, there is.
Beaches in Spain, Italy, Greece and Bulgaria, boats and men arrive, he said. Yeah, well, there is an element of truth in this, yeah. Is he
yeah.
fear-mongering or is it more just telling the truth?
I think it's somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
I think it's probably somewhere in the middle. Like, yes, a lot of these people subscribe to dangerous ideologies. That's why we've got so many thousands of people, foreign-born, subscribing to ideologies that are not born here in the UK on watch lists. Okay,
Yeah.
but there will also be people that are genuine refugees. But it just seems, in my personal opinion, especially from what I've seen with my bare eyes of people coming off the boats in my local harbour, that those types of people, are the genuine refugees, are probably in the minority.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, economic migrants seems to be
Economic
the...
migrants are definitely the thing.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think it's a hidden army, which is very popular in the conspiracy
I don't
side of
think
things.
that. I mean, I've seen idiots, and yep, I'm going to use the term idiot, say that there are shipping containers of weapons being delivered to the hotels, and shut the fuck up, you absolute morons.
See, the latest one that gets me, Ben, is the guys that are going around taking the traffic sensors off the top of traffic lights. You know, the things that tell you at night when there's a car coming and the light changes to let you go quicker.
Yeah.
People are clipping that off and saying it's a phased array antenna that's killing you.
Yeah, Mark Steele disciples.
Yeah. I was going to say, these are the same people that are ridiculously burning down 5G towers, aren't they?
Yes. But they're also the same people that are taking out surveillance cameras. So they're doing, in some respect, you know, a kind of good thing. And then they've seemed to have gone off the wall and started targeting traffic sensors.
A broken clock is right twice a day, John.
Yeah, that's true.
And what I want to say with regards to the Hegseth article there is that what needs to happen in the UK's case, and I'm sure we said it on this show, multiple shows before, is that the Immigration and Asylum Act of 1997 needs to be seriously reformed, okay? And that if these genuine economic migrants or other genuine minority-based migrants want to come to the UK, they must make an application from France or the first safe country that they arrive into and cut this nonsense with the boats. The state can actually deal with this legislatively. Yeah.
Because they are so goddamn afraid of the R word. They are so afraid of being termed racist.
And then there is the tax receipts. There's the kind of, you know, the cheap labor and whatnot as well.
Yeah,
I mean, the service industry and.
I mean that might be a part of it, but I think genuinely they are so scared of that R word being thrown at them, and you can tell that by how easily they throw it at everybody else.
Well, actually, I'm making a video at not at this very moment, but I have one in production about immigration, which I think might answer some of the questions.
Okay,
and I'll keep. We can maybe discuss it the next time because it will be published by then.
Robin says he will do it for free. He will vet all incoming migrants.
Thank you, Robin. Always wonderful. Right, moving on. Neighborhood horror. Police hunt for suspect after 12 people shot at family-friendly summer festival. So apparently, summer festival in Toledo, Ohio. Right. Parades and things, everything's going fine, and then this is where it gets
pew pew.
It's not a lone shooter. It's two guys shooting at each other.
I want people being caught in the crossfire.
Yeah.
And that they've caught 12 people in the crossfire. Oof. But they were shooting at each other.
My God.
So this is probably a drug thing, drug related, I would say.
Even drug or gang, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Narco gang related, yeah. Mm-hmm.
There almost definitely are gangs in Toledo, Ohio, folks.
Yes. Yes, there are. So not quite what you think on first inspection.
No, because these headlines, they like to sensationalize things, get the clicks and stuff like that. But yeah, it's 12 people caught in the crossfire. Bad. Horrific.
Very bad.
Hopefully, are any dead?
No. 10 of them have non-life-threatening wounds, and 2 are critical.
Okay.
But no one dead.
Well, hopefully those critical people
Pull
survive.
Through. Yeah.
We'll pull through. Yeah.
But still, two people shooting at one another. It's either gang, drugs, or they just really, really don't like each other.
Yeah. Right, moving on. Teacher 35 charged with incest after allegedly having sex with 2 adopted teens. What is it? what is it with teachers?
Female teachers specifically.
Yeah, female teachers in particular. What the hell is going on with female teachers?
I don't know.
A Washington state teacher who built a public profile advocating for foster children has been arrested on incest charges after authorities accused her of having sexual contact with the 2 teenage boys that she adopted. Amber Swan, 35, of Newport, was booked Tuesday on suspicion
And
of
they're always quite relatively pretty as well.
first and second degree incest following an investigation by the Pend Oriole County Sheriff's Office.
Well,
Yes. I don't understand it.
if they're adopted, is it incest?
I was going to ask that, but Ben got in ahead of me. Would that be incest?
Well, if you live in Britain, yeah.
Yeah, even if they're adopted.
But I thought.
Well,
incest
no, but remember,
specifically
Starmer.
related to biology.
Yeah, well, yes, but I don't know what the American law is here. It could obviously, if they're going to charge her with incest, it must apply because
Robin,
remember Starmer's is cracking down on pornography that has anything to do with step
yes,
parents, kids, whatever, step siblings. No step stuff.
yeah. So that's half of the male population that subscribes to OnlyFans in the UK. Fuck then.
And it's Robin is right. Who
Yeah,
cares?
I was about to
Don't
say,
do
Robin.
it, yeah.
Don't get me wrong. You're right.
Yeah.
It's a question that it crossed my mind. It's like, well, if they are adopted, if they are not her biological children, is that incest? But secondly, they
Biblically,
say teen.
no. Biblically, no.
They say teen. So is this more of a they were under the age of consent thing, and they're once again sort of sensationalizing it a little bit for headlines? And
No, apparently the
I don't
charges are incest.
But potentially like rape as well, depending on
Yeah.
the age of the teenagers. If they're if they're minors, she could be equally done for rape charges too.
But once again, it seems to be this epidemic of female teachers in their mid-30s, sort of mid-20s to mid-30s. They keep doing this shit.
And I know she's not the best looking, right? But some of them are fucking hot.
I can't possibly comment. I'm just
Of course you can.
I'm just gonna have a drink.
So I mean, but some of these teachers are really hot, and you think, why the hell are they tasting like?
He can't comment because his secret lady friend's watching him right now. He's going, I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to comment. I'm not going to do it.
That is not how I talk. You little shit.
Right, moving on.
I don't talk like that.
I don't talk like that.
Rude Kim Kardashian slammed for ignoring iconic, nearly famous reporter at Monaco Grand Prix 2026. Lack of class. So
When she at the Monaco Grand Prix, she don't give two shits about it. I
but
know she's going out with Hamilton.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, she's going out with Hamilton. So anyway, she's at the Grand Prix. It's Monaco. Fucking everybody in their aunties there, mate. It's Monaco.
I think Kanye's hanging around somewhere going, what are they up to?
No, probably not. But Martin asks her for a question. One, he has to say to the bodyguard, "Don't push me, mate. I'm not going to do anything."
But Martin Brundle's a bit of he's a veteran. He's a bit of a legend.
Yeah, I know he is. Well, he's a
yeah.
former driver as well. He knows all the drivers.
Yeah.
So anyway, he asks her a question. She just fucking looks at him, turns away, and he completely ignores him. She's an ignorant cunt.
Typical celebrity class, you know.
Sorry, excuse my language.
Typical Kardashian.
But I'm actually gonna stand up for
Oh,
Kim
here he
Kardashian.
goes.
I'm gonna
Why?
stand up for Kim Kardashian.
Why?
Because
mate?
why on earth should you have to talk to a reporter?
But there is an etiquette, Mike.
Well,
you know,
hold
there
on,
is some
hold
sort of
on.
standard.
No, hold on.
Look, I'm an attention whore, and so is she.
Exactly. So if somebody's going to shove a mic in your face, you're never going to shut up. Case closed. Right, moving on. Keir Starmer says he will allow pub gardens to remain open late for the World Cup. Who the hell does this man think he is?
Keith, can we keep our pubs open, please?
Hold on. Will allow. We are grown-ups who deserve to be treated with respect, not told what we can and can't do, right? And then, who agrees that all these Western governments were installed intentionally to inflict as much damage to their own countries as possible? None of this can be coincidental. They are all working to the same agenda. Well,
Okay,
no, they
Jen.
aren't. No, they fucking aren't,
Okay,
right?
Jen. Yeah.
But first of all, see if that first statement had been, Boris Johnson says you can keep the pub gardens open late for the World Cup. Do you think there'd be the same outrage?
I mean,
Do you?
I would still be taking the piss.
But do you think there'd be the outrage here that this person is expressing?
I mean, maybe, I don't know. I mean,
I don't
because
think
I'm
so.
not experiencing outrage. I just find it really pathetic that we've gone so far down the pipeline. The other thing is, he's going to allow people to sell beer outside.
Yeah. Well, these are all exceptions to the licensing law that we as a society have agreed to for the reason of keeping the peace and letting people sleep at night. Now, remember, some of these games are going on at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Oh yeah, that's very true. I completely forgot.
Yeah. So this isn't a question of allowing beer gardens to stay open for half an hour. This is allowing them to stay open half the night.
I mean,
So it's a big. I think it's a big statement.
I was going to say, is anybody actually going to be up to watch the World Cup in the pub?
Oh, come on! Of
Yes,
course
they'll
they
do
are.
it. Of course they're
Yeah.
going to do it. Yeah.
Of
But
course they will.
I would disagree with Jen K. I don't think that there's this coincidental kind of like agenda at play. And as
No.
you said, Sarge, we have like license and law as well. Like the pubs,
Yeah.
are obliged to follow these.
You know what?
Yeah.
We're so far over the target here. So the people on the left fucking hate us. The people on the right fucking hate us.
Yes.
Right?
That's
Say
a
it like it
problem.
is, baby.
That's always been our problem, Ben. We fucking tell people the truth.
Yep.
And they
people
don't like it. They do not like it.
The people on the right all scorn us for saying there's no overarching agenda and there's no, Machiavellian group of dick dastardly type villains going,
Yeah.
come on, Muttley, let's go and dominate the world.
Yeah.
And
Sarge, you actually need a hot button with Jack Nicholson from A Few Good Men saying, "You can't handle the truth."
I remembered somebody said that. Was it you the last time we were talking? I need to go
the
and get that.
extreme centre party, Robin calls us.
Right. So anyway, you were saying Ben, the left. What about the left? You've given us the right.
The left just think we're right wing.
Why? Well, everybody's right wing if you're left. Everybody.
you just can't keep everyone happy,
Well, no, because what we would colloquially term the left these days are actually the far left. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they're the far left, but they
Extreme
think they're
left.
the centre left.
Extreme left.
Yeah, but they think they're the centre left.
They do.
think
Aye. They do.
And so
yeah.
when they look to the right of them and see people that sit somewhere in the centre, they just see far right because they think they're in the centre. They
do.
think and they're not. They're fucking extremists that just don't know it.
Yeah, you're right. Right, Southampton, England, June 7th. A protest crowd is gathered outside Portswood Police Station, close to where Henry Nowak was murdered. They are demanding a police accountability.
Okay, yeah, I completely agree. The police officers should really face accountability.
The chief has apologised, and there is going to be ongoing investigation with the IOPC and an inquest. Yes.
Yes, right. Let's talk about this then, because this was my first segment. So the police officers, and we don't know yet, but it appears from the body cam footage that they didn't do anything to actively kill him. You know what I mean?
No.
Right. Okay. So that's established.
Yeah.
But they didn't do anything to actively help him either.
Mm-hmm.
Correct?
Too little, too late. Yes.
Yeah. So
if anything.
So traditionally and nearly always, courts are very loath to take police officers to task for acts of omission.
I
Because-
think that these police officers, or at least one of them, may actually face a prosecution.
What
And I
kind
think-
of prosecution?
I'm not sure, but I think them actually being taken to task hinges on 6 words and 6 words alone. I don't think you have, mate.
Yeah, I don't think I don't think you have been stabbed. No, what was it he said?
He said, I
don't-
don't think you have, mate.
Yeah, he said something before that as well. You've been stabbed? I don't think you have, mate. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he
Where,
said.
where have you been stabbed? I don't think you have, mate.
No, he said, have you been stabbed? I don't think you have, mate. Or did he say where? I don't, but it doesn't matter. You're right. You know, those 6 words make a big difference.
I think they do.
To public perception, but they
And
make
I think
but do they make a difference legally?
I
No.
think they do.
No, they
I
don't.
think they do, and I'll tell you why I think they do.
Go on.
I
then.
think those 6 words are the determining factor as to whether or not they were showing any kind of due care and attention to process, to how things were being done. I
Yeah.
think if they had said nothing, I don't think we'd be having this conversation. But because those words were uttered, it shows that they did not do any due diligence whatsoever in even checking this guy over, who had reported to them he had been stabbed. And he had been stabbed multiple times,
Yep.
including in the face, I believe.
Yeah.
Right? And we've got them on body cam saying, I don't think you have, mate. And I think that is going to be the linchpin.
They have, if they've been trained on the enhanced first aid training that was supposed to have been implemented by April, which was 8 months before Henry got stabbed, then yes, they have gone against the basic first aid guidelines, and they've gone against the training. But is that a criminal act?
I don't think so. I don't think they'll get
That's the
prosecuted.
problem, Ben. That's the problem.
I wonder if public outcry is so great at this particular moment in time that they'll find a way to make it one.
That's a dangerous route to go down.
Yes, it's show me the man and I'll find you the crime, essentially,
Yeah.
right? But isn't that where we are in the UK at this particular moment in time anyway?
Why would you say that?
Well, people being jailed for Facebook posts, mate.
Yeah, but there's legislation in place for that. And the people
Yes,
being jailed, for Facebook posts almost always
Be guilty.
plead guilty. The ones that
Yes.
don't plead guilty don't go to jail because the cases get flung out.
I would say that the officers involved in that stop on that night certainly will resign at the very least.
Well, one of them has. One of them has.
One of them
left
has
the force.
already, but
A difference
I
matter.
mean, and you can watch the first half of this stream if you want, because it goes into this in depth, and I think their actions are deplorable. But again, I say the problem in this country is the police do not have a duty of care. There is no duty of care for the police.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, I've
And
got to mute my mic a sec.
Sorry. And courts don't want to take cops to task. They were very loath to take individuals to task for acts of omission, i.e. not doing something. And they certainly won't take the body to task for acts of omission, because that then would place a duty of care on the police, which would mean they would have to respond to absolutely every evidence, every call, which would then mean that we would need to, quadruple, 10 times the amount of police that we have. And we
but
just couldn't afford it.
I think that the inclusion of those 6 words goes beyond omission. I think it goes beyond omission. I think it goes to ignorance. I think it goes to negligence. I
Well,
don't
then
think
if there's no duty of care, you can't be negligent. You know,
I honestly think they're going to find a way to at least
they may.
float the idea of prosecuting these officers.
They may, but
Because-
it's going to be a long time before we find out because the inquest
It's
isn't
taking about a year.
until September next
I mean,
year.
nothing's going to satisfy the mob.
Mhm.
And, you know, Keith is worried about quote unquote far right violence and far right. I say he's worried about it. He wants a right wing riot, doesn't he? Look, he'd love it, but he's wet dream because then he can
Well,
crack down some more. But
And I hate to say this, right? But he's got a fucking point here. Why did Tommy Robinson turn up here?
he
You
had
know,
no
like-
reason to turn up.
Exactly.
He had
An
no reason to be there.
inflammatory character that went there to inflame the situation. Yeah. So Stanner's got a kind of a point there,
Yeah.
which it disturbs me to have to say.
I mean, yes, you're completely right, but I was going to get into that as well. Like, why did Tommy 10 Names turn up?
Yeah, exactly.
He'd no reason to be there.
Justice was served down. Digwa was put down for approximately 21 years, and he may not even get parole, as you said, John. The mother has been put down for a significant amount of time. I think.
What was it? Was it 2 years she got?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the
I would
brother and
probably-
father are now being investigated.
Other members of the family are being investigated for
And so they should.
for weapons. Also, what I'd like to know is what is going to happen to Vikram Digwa's brother Gurpreet. As I said to you, John, a couple of days ago, he was the ringleader in framing up the situation and misleading the police as well. And I really do feel passionate about this, that something should happen
He
to his
needs to
brother.
be charged
needs
as
to
an
be-
accessory.
Well,
absolutely, an accomplice.
Either an accessory or, at the very, very least, attempt to pervert the course of justice.
Exactly. So the fact that he is still walking free is not good enough, because when you listen to the 999 call recording
Yeah.
and what he says throughout it, I'm like, bang him up, bang him
Yeah.
up. Like, you know what I mean? It's disgraceful. He's
So-
still walking free.
Information still keeps coming out, right? So apparently the police recorded them speaking in Punjab
It was a covert recording, yeah.
Yeah.
So Gurpreet
in the
was
back of a van. Right?
urging him to claim self-defense and using
Yeah.
Punjabi. It's like, you idiots, that's going to get interpreted by a translator. Punjabi
Yeah.
is not going to save you.
No,
You know
I
what I
know.
mean?
No, it's not. No, the whole thing's fucked.
Yeah.
And the wider conversation is now going to the Kirpan, right? And
Shasta.
whether it should be still allowed. I don't think it should have ever been allowed.
No.
It shouldn't. It shouldn't. And by the same token, Sikhs shouldn't be allowed to ride motorbikes without wearing a crash helmet.
So if I simply say to the
If we
police
can't,
officers that
yeah.
I'm a Sikh now and walk around carrying a ceremonial sword on my belt, am I allowed to do that?
Well, you shouldn't be,
No.
mate. I think realistically, you should be arrested if you go around carrying that in public. That's what I think should happen.
Yeah, but is that the get out of jail free card for everybody? Just simply say they're a Sikh. If they're going to continue the exception for one group of people, then should everybody not claim ownership of this group of people and simply do the same? And I say that because in an ideal world, nobody would be allowed. But if the exception is going to be allowed to continue, then surely a better defense is
Look.
to be doing the same thing.
There's no need for the exception, right? There is no need for the exception. Most European countries have it banned.
It should be banned.
Yeah, most European countries have it banned, including France, Italy, Belgium, Denmark, whatever. They've all banned it, right? The Sikhs don't leave, okay? The UAE bans it. The Sikhs don't leave. There's 200,000 Sikhs in the UAE or whatever. None of them left because the Kirpan got banned.
The problem
There is no need.
Sorry to interject, Sarge. The problem is there is too much accommodation. There is too much exceptionalism in this country. It's like, if you're part of a particular, minority, religious, faith-based minority, it's like, no more exceptionalism, no more accommodation. Okay,
Yeah,
time to
yeah.
get in line and be truly British.
I totally agree with you. Now, I do not believe what Sikhs believe. Okay, I do not. Their belief system is meaningless to me because it means nothing to me. Same with Christians. I'm sorry, Christians. I do not believe in Christianity. Same with Islam. I do not believe in Islam. Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism. I don't believe in any of your religions. It's meaningless to me. So why should I accept an accommodation for something that is meaningless to me?
No, listen, as far as I'm concerned, if you wish to practice any kind of religion, you need to practice it within the bounds of the country in which you live. And
Absolutely.
If the country doesn't, the country shouldn't bend to allow a certain religious group particular freedoms that no one else has. That's my view.
No, but and that's exactly what it is. And then you got people, you've got morons. I'm not even going to say her name, but I think you all know who I mean. Race baiting Twitter grifter. You all know who I mean.
Yeah.
I won't say her name.
The fanny flasher.
Yep.
I know who you're talking. I know who you're talking about because, well, yes, she is Sikh Indian. Yes.
Yeah, she is Sikh Indian, and she's been on X in the past couple of days, and I've seen it, telling people that it's not an exception in law for Sikhs. And I'm thinking, are you stupid, woman?
She is.
She's
Yeah,
saying it's not an exception to knife rules for us. It's a ceremonial thing so that we can practice our religion.
She's retarded. Yeah, he is retarded. There's no other way to explain it.
Like I say, I'm not even giving the woman. I'm not even going to say the woman's name.
No.
She is.
Right, go on. Next, right. Multiple reports are coming in that British citizens are kneeling inside local police stations across the country. Stop this shit.
What's going on?
They're kneeling for Henry Nowak now.
Right.
But won't people interpret that like kneeling for George Floyd?
Well, yeah, it doesn't matter, but just stop this shit. See this whole fucking taking the knee thing? This is not something that we do. We're Britain. We take the fucking stiff upper lip, chin up, take it on the chin. We don't fucking kneel to anyone. Stop this shit.
I agree.
And the Scots don't kneel to the English. That right, Sarge?
You don't fucking kneel to anyone, mate. Don't fucking kneel.
I'm gonna make him kneel next week.
He's our Braveheart.
You can
that
try.
Was a Braveheart moment.
You can
that was a
try.
moment.
Right, across Europe, people are taking to the streets to honour Henry Nowak. No riots, no looting, just peaceful gatherings demanding an end to anti-white racism and paying tribute to a student killed for his skin colour.
Can I ask a quick question, John? Do you think that the Nowak family are going to get compensation from the police as a result of this incident?
Oh yes, a bit of money, bit of money. That's really going to make up for the loss of their son.
They should or they could get compensation from the police?
I wouldn't have thought so.
All right.
I wouldn't have thought so.
Even if
I may be wrong. I may be wrong, but I wouldn't have thought so.
What's a few 100,000 notes to what's that? Blood money for the life of your son?
No, it's distasteful, isn't it? I don't even know if I'd ask for it. You know.
It's extremely distasteful, and I'm the same, John. I don't think I would ask for it. I don't think I could.
Yeah. You can't replace what's lost.
No, and you. It's I don't think compensation is. I don't think it's appropriate. As horrible as that sounds.
Yeah, I think you're right. If someone's injured and is injured and you get a compensation order for the assailant to pay the victim, I think that's fair. But in this case, it's murder, you know, and
let's face it, the Digwar family are never going to be able to pay.
No, so but you cannot replace the loss of a life. You know, you can't make it better.
Robin, you're correct. Just make better systems so it does not happen again. But once again, we're living in this, and it is a two-tiered society where the native majority are thought of as lower than any visiting ideology. That ideology that is not native to this land is given priority. Those customs are given priority. And the Kirpan is an absolute prime example of this. Because if I'm arrested for carrying a 6-inch blade on my waist, so should a Sikh be.
Moving on. Speaking about this thing, and this is true, it's verified, it did happen in Sweden, Germany, and Australia.
Yep.
But it didn't fucking happen in Poland. And this is what pisses me off. That the Polish thing is a picture, is a video from 2024 or something. One of their local customs or something to do with Christ.
But the Nowak
Why
family
put in fake shit?
Yeah.
It doesn't help your case.
I don't know. I don't know. But once again, if this is coming from X,
Yeah.
there's a reason I don't really go on there anymore.
Well, I deactivated my account.
Fair enough.
And it's been, I think it's been a very productive week, David.
Me too. I think I've had mine deactivated for probably about the last 7 to 14 days. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. Last one on Henry.
Fucking hell.
Oh,
It's right though.
wow. That's edgy.
It's edgy.
It is
but-
edgy.
But it's fucking right.
But yeah, yeah.
Even the INRI, which is kind of correct above the head of Christ, like kind of it even sounds like Henry.
Yeah.
Inri, like yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Wow. That hits.
It hits hard. Right, moving on. US bound 787
Oh,
Dreamliner collapses at the airport gate, injuring several
I saw
crew.
that. I saw that video
Wow.
online. Yeah.
Dodgy
Wow.
landing gear, is it?
Well, you say that. However, right? Okay. The plane's front landing gear collapsed while it was being fueled and stocked up at Frankfurt Airport, ready for an afternoon flight to LA.
Wow.
Needless to say, the flight was cancelled. Investigations are ongoing to determine if it was a mechanical failure or human error.
Well, if it
Wait.
was human error, that's somebody in the cockpit pressing a button, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. I mean,
Although
that was...
you would think the systems would stop it, trying to fold up when it was on the ground, when there's pressure on the wheel. I thought
Well,
it
Robin
would-
says dodgy Chinese parts. I also said you were possibly inebriated German pilot.
Well, I mean that dude, like the guy on the ground, the kind of the air traffic guy, like that was a close call for him. He nearly got absolutely squashed.
He did, yeah.
He's standing like that because he just shot himself.
He shot himself. After that, he should have went down to the pub, got a skulled, and went off and got a few lottery tickets, like for the Euro Millions. Like, you know what I mean? Lucky man.
I know. Fucking mental.
Well, yeah, we have to fly this plane to the US, yeah. Let's just have a couple of beers and schnitzels beforehand, yeah.
Well, the 787 like craft are really nice though. I've been in them a couple
Big
of times.
planes as well, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah, the Dreamliner's all right. That's not the double decker one, is it?
Is there an upper floor in a Dreamliner?
No, no, there isn't. There isn't. Is it? What's the
Qatar Airways
big?
and Emirates ones,
Is it the
they're the one
Airbus? It's the Airbus that's the double decker in it.
Yeah, but Boeing.
Yeah,
also
the
has some
Dreamliner's
double
just like a slightly wider 777.
It's just it's massive.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. Or this could have been a guy. This could have been a pilot who's done with his job at Lufthansa. He's like, oh, screw you, Lufthansa. Yeah, on my way out, I'm going to collapse the landing gear.
Could have been. Right, behind today's radical Jew-hating Democratic Party is a monster created by Barack Obama. Wow, the New York Post don't hold back, do they? That's a headline and a half.
Talking about
Mary
John.
Shelley.
I don't hate Jews. I don't know what you're talking about there, John.
210 years ago this summer, a 19-year-old woman named Mary Shelley bored one stormy afternoon, decided to write the scariest story ever told. It was a tale of a brilliant and arrogant man who wanted to change the world but ended up creating a monster. She named him Barack Obama.
Oh, dear.
This is a real hit piece on Barack.
Hey, you think Barack is bad? You should see his husband. Did I say that?
Big Mike. He's collapsed.
That's the first proper joke out of David I've seen in ages.
Pull off a couple of good jokes. Well, you know what? It's been a tough couple of days on Chad Hawk. We do need to cheer him up a lot. You know, is that right, Chad?
Yeah.
I'm good now.
He's like a self-harmer though.
Jesus Christ.
Straight to the fucking jugular. Right, moving on. First ever sperm racing World Cup pits horny rich bros against each other in 100k battle for baby maker supremacy.
Jesus
What?
Christ. Jesus Christ.
No,
This is on YouTube.
This is real. Yeah, this is real.
Sperm racing.
Yeah, yeah. So apparently
The amount of medication I'm on, I'm not winning any.
invitations are open. They're going to race a representative of each country in a sperm race to see who's got the best swimmers. And the winner's sperm gets 100k.
Zinc up, boys. Zinc up.
Why not? Why not? It's better than anything Mr. Beast has done.
Easy money.
I mean, his next season of his show, actually, his Amazon show, Beast Games, is doing exactly this, but without the sperm, taking a representative from each country and picking.
Yeah, I don't watch Beast. I think he's a. Did I say that out loud? No, I didn't.
Look, you've got.
You. I've got a thing about.
You've got a thing about him.
Pedos. I've got a thing about pedos.
Oh no!
No, I didn't call Mr. Beast that. I just said I've got a thing against pedos. That's just me personally. Right. Okay. Moving on.
There.
Oh, don't go there, mate. Don't go there.
About or against?
Just don't go there. New York School District slams offensive watermelon graphic on Juneteenth menu. Right. Montclair Public Schools said the image appeared on a June cafeteria menu prepared by food service provider Sodexo. What the fuck is offensive about our watermelon?
What the fuck is Juneteenth?
Oh, that's an American thing. I think it's a black thing.
I know.
Kwanzaa or something like that as well.
It's not
it's
a real
made up.
holiday, is it?
It's a made up shit. It's made up shit.
Especially for us here in the UK, by the way. If anybody wants to get super uber offensive, it's not a thing here. Okay?
It's not even a thing. Like, yeah.
And if you live in Scotland, blacks aren't even a thing.
That's
it. I'm calling him, sir. I'm calling him.
I'm out. I'm done.
What's offensive about a watermelon? Is it because they get sold by black people on roadside stalls or what?
I don't know. Ask Boris Johnson. He wrote something before about watermelons. Facts.
Ben, come back. We're moving to the Chinese. Chinese.
Hello there, John.
Yeah, hello, Ben.
Winnie the Pooh here. How are you doing?
I don't God. This guy's not doing so good. Celeb Pooch with 1.5 million followers is stolen and sold for just $26, then eaten at a restaurant.
Fuck me. Where is this headline from?
China.
Oh my God, if that's real.
No, it's real. Chinese influencer goes on holiday, leaves dog with grandparents. Dog gets plucked off the street and sold on to a restaurant who then cooked them. Chinese influencer comes back, finds dogs missing, tracks down the guys who stole them. I don't know how, but you know, and the guy he confronts the guy who stole them. He go, I do nothing wrong. I do nothing wrong. I took him off street. Stray dog.
I'm not
So-
still dog.
Yeah.
Jesus
So-
Christ.
Sold him to the restaurant. He goes to the restaurant and goes, have you got anything left, like the heroin? And the chef's like, no, we don't heroin, man.
Oh my God, that is grim. It would have been more ethical just to hijack the bloody 1.5 million account. It was probably like Instagram or something like that.
Oh my god.
Oh.
I don't think it was done from malice. I think it was just done from life's cheap in China. And $26 is $26.
$26 is quite a bit of money in China.
Yeah, well, in rural
Yeah.
China, yeah.
Yeah.
So there you go.
That's
Fuck
quite a bit of
me.
yuan. Yeah, that is grim though. That is grim.
That's-
Rest in pieces.
We sell Michelin star. You make gourmet dog meal.
What gets me is they're fucking still eating dogs. They're still eating dogs.
Oh God.
Oh my god. We should
Oh.
not be laughing at this, but it's just
China.
funny. It's just funny.
Right. Lizzo reveals a rainstorm caused models to slip during the Sports Illustrated swimsuit show showing Swim Week in Miami.
Right.
The singer is pictured above on the runway, so apparently models were going up and down the runway and slipping all over the place. And Lizzo's last comment was, I did not slip. Well, that's just a question of physics. Isn't it?
I really don't want her to slip though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but it's just a
Lizzo has
question.
lost a lot of
Yeah,
weight.
she had, but she's still not thin, right?
GLP-1, mate.
But it's a
no
question of
jabs.
physics. If she's only got like, even if she's got size 9 feet, the fucking pressure on those feet are way higher than everybody else's. That's why
But I
the
mean-
skinny models are all sliding off.
She was one of the biggest proponents of the body positivity movement, wasn't
Yeah,
she?
not now.
She was for a long,
Yeah.
long time, and now they've all turned on her. They have all turned on her. Andy in the chat, the man from Massachusetts, says, "You give me $26, me love you a long time."
Oh.
Yeah, Andy's in Massachusetts, by the way. He's one of our regulars over on Real Review UK.
And likes to go shopping at Big Bunnies. Isn't that right, Andy? Yep.
He likes to go shopping at Big Bunnies, yeah.
What the fuck is Big Bunnies?
Have a think about that, Sarge. What,
Yeah.
what do you think? What do you think Big Bunnies
What do you
is?
think
mate?
Big Bunnies is, John?
Go on, have a guess, Scotsman.
Does it involve anything to do with laps?
It's not spearmint rhino, mate.
No? Okay. Right, moving on.
Now everybody's frantically Googling Big Bunnies, Massachusetts.
No. Car plows through New York City McDonald's, then driver immediately flees the scene. That, my man, is parked right next to the drive-through window. How the hell he managed to get that
That's
car
impressive.
up there? That is impressive.
He didn't
Yeah.
get the correct order. He
No.
or she. Or they.
Freaking nuts. The cop, meanwhile, is issuing a parking ticket.
Dread says supermarket, John. And then
Oh.
Andy has said, that's right, Big Bunnies is a store.
That's boring.
John was hoping for a
I
tip there.
know that the man from Massachusetts himself has been to Big Bunny today.
Yeah.
He went during my earlier stream.
Right, that's the end of the slides. What do you want to talk about? You went to see the back rooms, Ben.
I
What do you
did.
think?
Creepy
I-
pasta.
I think it is a beautifully shot, competently directed movie, especially as a directorial debut of a man who, at the time of directing it, was 19 years of age. Okay, $10 million budget, A24. The first half is brilliant. The second half goes a bit mad and introduces a character I like to call Retard Clark.
So I also watched the back rooms, and I thought the first half was better than the second by far.
Yeah, very much so.
Very, very much so. I didn't think it added anything to the YouTube series.
Not at all.
So it's almost like a reboot, or it's like for people who have never seen the YouTube series, probably. I think the critics are going a bit overboard on it, though. It's another Project Hail Mary. They're fucking bumming it up to, you know.
If you have a look at the movies that have come out over the past, let's say over the past 12 months, right?
Mhm.
It's rare that we get anything decent at all. It's all been basically shit. And that means that
yeah.
when something that is pretty good comes along, this is what the critics are doing.
Yeah, but that's not how things are supposed to work. That's bringing things down to the lowest common denominator.
It's a bit of a risk, though,
That's driving down quality, isn't it?
It was a bit of a risk, though, wasn't it? This is something that originated or was incepted from 4chan in roughly around 2019, you know? So,
yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it's well done, but I think the critics are going overboard because it's not that great, you know?
I think it was
Shalini
too
went to see
hyped
it.
to fail.
Yeah.
If you get what I mean, it was
Yeah.
it was pushed too much on the front end that it couldn't fail.
See, I was really looking forward to it, and when I saw it, I thought, yeah, it was all right.
Sorry, go ahead.
I enjoy it for what it is, and what I will say is what it is one of the most original horror movies I've seen in a very, very long time. It doesn't really take its cues from anything else. I enjoy it for something new, something unique, and something individual, but that third act, it goes off the rails, mate.
Well, the third, as you said, the third act's almost like the setup of a new movie, a different movie.
The last 10 minutes are the first 10 minutes of another film.
Yeah.
The last 10, it really just jarringly switches to the first 10 minutes of a film that I want to see.
Just don't watch Mortal Kombat 2 because it's shite. It's shite.
What about Masters of the Universe? Have you seen that yet? I haven't seen that.
Has it been released?
Yeah, it came out, I think, yesterday.
Yeah, it's been out in America.
Okay.
I haven't seen that yet.
Friday, perhaps. No, but no, I haven't been to see it yet. I'm thinking about it. I think the next one that I might see on the big screen is Scary Movie 6, but I am not expecting anything good.
What about Disclosure Day, mate? It's coming.
Scary movies shit.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Well, I started watching it and I gave up after 10 minutes.
It's going to be terrible. It's going to be god awful.
It's just awful. Yeah.
I mean, the only reason I'm going to go and see it is to hate watch it. Quite frankly.
I get accused of hate watching things, and I don't. I just don't like stuff.
No, right? I mean, but there's nothing wrong with hate watching things if that's what you like to do, folks.
That's kind of the basis of
that's what our
cinema.
stalker does with us. Hate watches every minute of every show.
So, David mentioned the Spielberg movie, Disclosure Day. What do you think? You know what? The hype has been so high now that I am not holding out any hope for this movie.
I agree. I completely agree. They are the critics once again are really pushing it. They're saying, "Oh, it's the best Spielberg since the '80s,
best test screenings ever."
Yeah. I'm thinking it. I'm not going to say that I think it's going to be a bad movie. I think I'm just going to come out of it going, yeah, it's pretty mid.
Meh. Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I think is going to happen here. And once again, that goes back to what I was saying about the quality of cinema that we've had over the past 12 to 18 months, just being so damn terrible that yes, they are pushing to the lowest common denominator, because anything that's even slightly good seems like the best thing ever at this point.
It's all about the cash. Just give us your cash. Yeah?
Well,
that's what it's all about.
It's always about the cash, mate.
All about those Benjamins.
Yeah. Oh. Anything else you're looking forward to?
The slow inevitable passing of time.
Je suis fini.
There's actually a reason why time passes faster as you get older.
Because you're just...
Tell us, physics bro.
So it's to do with the way that you process images. So when you're younger, you've got less connected synapses than you do when you're older. So your brain is effectively clogging up with all these connections as you get older, and you process less and less images per, millisecond. Whereas when you're young, you can process hundreds of thousands of images per millisecond or whatever. As you get older, you process less, and that means that time takes longer.
And on that note, boys and girls, if you want a bit of an after party, then come on over in about 15 minutes' time to Real Review UK. We'll play some games, we'll have a laugh, we'll chat some shit, and I'll give you a link so you can subscribe to my gaming channel so we can get off of that channel. Long story, but I don't want to stream games on my main channel anymore. And YouTube are not letting me stream on my gaming channel.
Yeah.
What?
I need
No,
50
he
subs.
needs 50 subs. Everybody needs 50 subs before you can stream. Some of us get there in a day, but some people take a
Some
little
people
longer.
haven't been pushing their gaming channel at all and have never put any content on it except for one short.
Well, who the fuck's going to subscribe to the channel with one short?
But I always give people the link. Go over there and subscribe.
I
Anyway,
would join
if
you,
you want a
but
bit
I
of an
don't.
after party, if you want a bit of fun, then come and join me.
I would join you, but I don't like playing Fortnite when you're streaming because you spend too much time advertising your channel and talking shit to
Yeah, I
people
don't really
that
do
are
that
watching.
anymore.
You
Sarge
don't?
just says how it is.
Don't really
Oh,
do
sorry,
any-
sorry. Did I? Should I have a filter engaged?
No, yeah, it's true. I used to do that a lot. I used to push a lot, and I don't really anymore. We just have a laugh now. Like, it's mostly just talking to the chat and talking to the people that are in my ears. So, yeah, it's good fun. We have a laugh. So come and join us if you would like. If you would not like, then don't.
I did
Quite
the
frankly.
Fortnite. I did the Fortnite upgrade a couple of days ago.
If you look in the chat,
75 gig.
there's a
What?
random
Goes on,
comment
mate.
with lots of letters. All you got to do is click that name, and you can come over to my channel, The Real Review UK. All right? Ignore the comment; it's meaningless. But unless it's a series of coded letters that really prove that we are Masonic overlords, part of the, the. Nope. Let's not go there.
You know what I watched last night? I watched Lee Cronin's The Mummy, right?
Initiate phase 2, John. Initiate phase 2.
What do you mean phase 2?
You know what I mean.
Yeah, just shh.
So was this a mummy reboot?
John-
Or...
No.
Okay.
Yeah, I know what you mean. It's all right, mate. We'll get there. So yeah. I watched Lee Cronin's The Mummy, and I wasn't holding out a lot of hope for it, but I think it's a little bit of a hidden gem. It wasn't half bad. I quite liked it, which is rare for me.
So you're going to give it the snarky treatment?
Yeah, I will.
Might give it a 5, something like that.
No, I'd probably give this a 7.
Jesus Christ!
No, John.
Jesus, Mary, Joseph.
He liked something.
Yeah.
I have liked stuff in the past.
You're a miserable old git.
I've liked stuff in the
You're a
past.
miserable old
Then I
git.
went back and started watching
But
Doctor
you're
Who.
Our miserable old git.
I'm on season 11 of Doctor Who.
Who's the doctor?
John Pertwee,
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
John Pertwee, Sarah Jane Smith.
When he
Original.
says
Fucking-
he's watching Doctor Who, he doesn't mean he's watching that modern shit.
Really, no, don't watch him all shit.
Well, you're not
And
watching
then-
Nkuti Gatwa?
Oh no, never
come
seen
on.
that, mate.
Yeah,
Don't.
come on, Jodie Whittaker,
I'm not-
shooty gatwa.
I'm not going to the dark side.
Billy
Anyway.
Piper.
Or as I like to call him, Fruity Gatwa. Way.
Yeah, I don't know him. I've never seen him, but yeah, John Pertwee's good, but the effects are shonky as hell,
Of course they are.
and they look even worse these days because
And there's nothing wrong
Everything's
with
in a higher
fruitiness,
res.
folks, by the way. I convey it quite often.
although I would say I think capes should make a comeback. I think the Dr. Cut's cat quite a dashing figure in his cape.
Well, 2 weeks' time, I might be able to wear a cape for you, John.
What at Ed's funeral?
I mean, that's not in 2 weeks' time.
It's a week and a half.
Yes, it's less than 2 weeks' time.
Well, okay, just. So
And
what
I
are you
did
doing in
not-
2 weeks' time?
Oh, this show.
Oh,
John.
right.
This
Sorry.
show. Would you like me to turn up wearing a cape, you miserable old git?
Yeah, do that. Turn up wearing a cape. Have you seen
So
anything
hard to-
decent,
yeah.
David?
You got no idea how hard this man is to work with.
Sorry,
You
say
got
that
no-
again, Sarge?
I said, have you seen anything decent?
Well, I watched Mortal
He's muted
Kombat.
me, isn't he?
I watched Mortal Kombat 2 last
I
night. It was-
haven't muted you. Shut the fuck up, or I will.
I do want to give Project Hail Mary a blast. I want to see what the hype, the fuss is all about with that.
Yeah, give it a look.
What else? I think I was saying to you earlier on, John, I'm trying to locate a South Korean, I think it's a zombie horror installation. It's called Colony. It's supposed to, it's on IMDb. I think it's been given a 6.9 or a 7, and I want to check that out. So if I can find a good copy of it online, that is.
Yeah. Colony.
Yeah.
Have you seen that thing, Parasite? That got a lot of hype. Did you ever see it?
I
No?
think Parasite was really, really good. I watched it a couple of years ago. I think it was a bit overhyped. Like, really good storyline, kind of acting and stuff like that. But, you know, a lot of people said it was a gem. I don't think I would kind of go that far, you know.
Everything
But it was
gets
good. It was
overhyped these
good.
days.
It's really good.
What are you doing, Ben?
I'm just doing a bit of dusting, John.
He says, I'm hard to work. It's like having a small child.
I think it's time to call it a night, folks.
Yeah, I think it is, mate.
It's been great for me.
I
Yeah.
choose you.
Oh, my God. Don't thrust your ball in my face, mate. It's a
keep it
5-baller right enough. He's only got one.
Keep it for OnlyFans, Ben.
It's been great for you.
That's all we've got time for this evening, so it's good night from me. And it's good night from him. Good night. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night, Mama. Good night, Daddy.
Stop playing with my bust!
Good night, everybody.
Good night, children. Good night, Daddy.
You're a what?
A pianist!
Mwah! Good night, everybody.
You have been a delightful audience to talk. Good night. Thank you.
Oh, my bottom hurts. Mwah! Good night, everybody.
Good night, Elizabeth.
Good night, John Boy. Good night, Kim Bob.
Oh, I did love that hamster so. I took it into bed with me every night, you know.
Good night, everybody.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have to go now. I've been standing here for a very long time. I think the end of the show must have come and gone.
There you go. That's our solar system. You forgot Uranus. Good night, everybody.
Thank you for listening. You've been very nice to work.
Good night, Jim Bob.
Good night, Jim Bob.